top of the Eiffel Tower, and people don't know what they're doing walking back and forth. It's quite crowded up here. That dude, he walked back and forth like 8 times. I was just waiting for him to move. Like, I don't know what he was looking for. That was so funny. Anyhow, so this is the second tier or third tier. This is the very tippy top, where if you look, there's actually Gustav Eiffel's tower right behind me. And this is one of the few times that I've been up here. I've been to France quite a bit. I don't always come up to the tippy top. There's no real reason to. You do save quite a bit of money if you buy the 2 tickets at once, I feel, though. I think it was like 27 euros for the entire thing. And it's worth doing it every now and then, but like, people just literally, they're not even looking at the site, they're just looking at the wall and then they just stop walking. Kind of funny. That's more understandable. A little kid who doesn't want to have his photo taken. But I've done one complete loop of the tippy top of the Eiffel Tower. It was actually quite quick. And I think next we're going to the Invalides Palisade to check out the palace, as well as, or the military school rather, as well as the get lunch. And it's, oh, side note, so I've been here quite a few times, and it's crazy how much it's changed since I first got here. It's changed so drastically. The downstairs area, the ground level where the legs are, is so different now. They've added this whole like garden area. There's also a very, very strict security area. I wonder if it's because of the Paris attacks that happened. They've added 2 checkpoints for security now. And they've also added a whole garden area, which is kind of neat. The kind of final thing that they've done is they're repainting the entirety of the Eiffel Tower with a new coat of paint for the 2024 Olympics that are coming here. They're working on the north face right now. And one of the kind of the funny things is the floor is actually still sticky in some places where they kind of just splash the paint on. And the handguards actually are sticky from where the paint has fallen as well. So anyhow, we'll check back in a moment here. Just gonna enjoy the views a little bit more, and then we're gonna go get lunch. All right, back in a moment. So, currently on the Eiffel Tower, and trying this new 360 cam out. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but you can see in front and behind of me at the same time. The city looks amazing. Ooh, it's getting really tight up here. So,
Oj!
that is...
Vad är det där då? Det var där vi var första dagen. Eller?
Oh, huh. The paint is still wet. They're repainting this place.
Bra, har kommit upp nu innan alla människor Not too close for me, please.
I don't know how cool this is gonna look, but it is a 360 cam. Don't really have to turn it all too much. But yeah, the views here are quite something. We do have tickets to get to the top. We're just walking around real quick down at the bottom. So we'll check out how this goes. But yeah, this is the view from the Eiffel Tower. Pretty cool. Alright, welcome back. We have left the Eiffel Tower. We are currently on the Lovelocks Bridge, and we got here via boat, the Batobus. I think that's how it's said. It's actually kind of sprinkling right now, so I don't know how long I'm gonna make this video, and just try to keep chugging along here. But we are on our way to the Louvre. We got off at d'Orsay and walked along the Seine to go get some lunch at just this little street stall. We got a couple of ciabatta breads, both vegetarian, and now we're just walking over to the Louvre. Should be just a quick jaunt. Our ticket's for 2:30. It is currently 1:40, so hopefully we can get in pretty quick here. It is a ticket to enter through the pyramid, which I am kind of fearful for, but we'll see what happens here. We're back in the Garden of Tuileries. We were here yesterday, not last night, and we saw the far half towards the Champs-Élysées. Now we're gonna see the, I guess you could call it close half, which is closer to the Louvre. Anyhow, we'll check back in a moment here once stuff actually happens. I think I might have to check my bag, so we'll see. Got to get to the Louvre first. Back in a moment. All right, and welcome back. We are currently at Notre Dame. There it is. And gosh, what have we done? So after the Lovelocks Bridge, we went to the Louvre, where we spent about 3 hours walking around the Louvre, trying to figure out all the ins and outs. And we're actually able to see everything. Wow, I'm quite red. I had a glass of wine. One glass. Anyhow, we went to the Louvre, followed kind of a path that another YouTuber who kind of does this touring of Paris type of channel. We followed his path through the Louvre, and in 3 hours we were able to see kind of all the major points, and that was pretty much all I wanted to do there. And that being said, we are well above 10,000 steps, which we are super tired.
10,000 steps up a freaking tower.
So we had 10,000 steps when we reached Eiffel Tower, apparently.
Well, by the time we left,
Yeah, Lynn's complaining. Anyhow, so we had all the steps we needed, I guess you could say, before even going to the Louvre. But we then added a ton more steps by going and seeing everything from Venus de Milo, the Mummy. Oh gosh, that was cool. That was probably the main thing I personally wanted to see while we were there. But because of the way Mom is able to get around and where everything was, I kind of had to plan everything strategically to follow, I forget his name, I think it's John something, but that doesn't really tell, right, everyone's John. Doesn't really tell you the path that we took, but it worked out really well. And I would advise, if you only had 3 hours to spend at the Louvre, to actually just follow that guy's video and just follow the path that he took. Because we were able to hit all the major points that I wanted to show Mom and Lynn. And I was able to see a few things that I wanted to see on my own. And then beyond that, we were able to wait in line and see the Leonardo da Vinci, Mona Lisa. And I have to admit that the Mona Lisa just is not that impressive. What did you think, Lynn?
It's a painting.
It's a painting.
It's a painting. I saw it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing
The
once.
reason why it's famous is because it got stolen, so it was put in the press.
Yeah.
And then so everyone saw it, so then everyone wanted to go see it after
Yeah.
2 years when it was finally recovered.
It just, yeah. It was just a painting. It wasn't anything that,
It's nice.
yeah, it just,
Not exciting, not bad, nice. It's whelming, you know.
yeah, it's whelming. It's not overwhelming, but just whelming. And so
The boy,
it was,
half of my size, the catfish.
it was cool to see, like I said, once. But now, when I first saw it,
Put them back.
it was out in the open. You could actually, you almost could touch it. They just had stanchions around it.
Bad water.
That was a long time ago. Now, this time that I've seen it, this is like the third or fourth time I've seen it now. It was, it's like behind bulletproof glass. There's a lot of stanchions. There's a whole line that you have to go through. And there's a ton of security around it. So it is really hard to see, and it's tiny. It was always tiny to begin with, so it was never one of those things where it was mind-blowing. Like, it's cool, but I don't know. That's just my view on art. Anyhow, so after going to the Louvre and the Mona Lisa was the last thing we did there, we then went down back to the Batobus, hopped on, and came down to Notre Dame, which is, again, right there. And we checked out the grounds, but when they say Notre Dame is closed, it literally is closed. And, oh, actually, that's cute little corgi. There is a white fence that actually travels all along the grounds of the Notre Dame, and you cannot get past that fence. There's nothing that you could do. So, unfortunately, we just got photos kind of in front of it. I don't even know how to describe it, like way in front of it. Like, it wasn't even in a fully visible mode. So, because with the fence there, you can't see the base of it. You can't get the bottom of the Notre Dame, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, France does have the 2024 Olympics coming, so they probably want to get everything done as quickly as possible. I do understand that this burned down and they're rebuilding it, so it could definitely be a little bit of both. And there's probably a little fire that's been set underneath them with the Olympic torch coming. So yeah, that is another thing. And then we just had dinner at the Garden of Notre Dame is the restaurant name, Jardin de Notre Dame. It's just about 100 meters from where I'm sitting right now. We're waiting on the bateau boat. That's why I'm sitting next to the river. But the restaurant was great. I got a steak, Lynn got the lamb, and Mom got the chicken. The chicken and the steak were phenomenal. The lamb was a little gamey, which was unfortunate. It wasn't as good as probably it could have been. And the service there was phenomenal, which I think that's something to say about all the restaurants that we've been to here in France. Like, it was great, beyond great. And the waiter was extremely friendly and super helpful. He got everything we needed really quickly, and the waitress that also, oh yeah, he did forget the bread, but once he realized he forgot the bread, he immediately brought us bread, which was cool. Yeah, he didn't want to serve us bread if we weren't going to eat it, right? So, again, we finished off our meal. It was delicious. And now we're just waiting for the Batobus to go back to the Eiffel Tower. I want to try to see if I get some photos. I actually didn't really take any photos this morning of the Eiffel Tower. I got maybe one or two, but I didn't actually get what I was looking for because I want to walk on the other side of the Seine, to get those photos, and so hopefully I could get those right now as the sun is kind of setting. But man, it's been a moment, right? I mean, this video has been like almost 10 minutes and I still haven't seen the boat come by.
Boat came by just before we got here.
Oh, so we just missed it. I see.
Yeah, because there was no one here. There was no.
Yeah. So this is the station for it, the Bateau boat. But yeah. All right. Well, anyhow, we'll check back in one more time. Probably, hopefully, when we get to the Eiffel Tower again. It's kind of cool. We began at the Eiffel Tower, and we're probably going to end at the Eiffel Tower. Anyhow, check back in a moment. Alright, and so that was disappointing. Obviously, I am standing back inside my hotel room. Although I am looking at quite a wonderful sunset going on with the Eiffel Tower and Montparnasse. But it seems that the last Bateau bus that was coming by, which is the boat, actually left while we were arriving to the port, unfortunately. So we waited there for about maybe 40 minutes for no boat. We ended up just going ahead and hopping on a train that was close by and coming back to the hotel. It is really pretty outside. I don't even know if the camera can pick that up. I'll try to see if I can get something here, but it's yeah. I think that is it for the night. We're calling it an early night. Everyone's super tired. There was a debate to go to the Eiffel Tower to take more photos. Probably just go tomorrow. Tomorrow is a free day for us, and since Mom wants to do some shopping, we'll probably do that. I want to go to the Eiffel Tower, so we'll probably do that. And we'll see if the 24-hour Bateau bus ticket actually works for 24 hours. When we wake up tomorrow, we will go down to the Eiffel Tower Bateau bus area and see if we could hop on, and then just take a full cruise along the the Seine River, and that'll be part of our day. Other than that, I think we'll call it here and say goodnight, and we'll see you in the next video.